What is up, Z Fighters? It's Manga Adventures, and today I'm going to do the what if requested in all of my comments. The audio for part 1 is iffy, but if you can bear through that, the story I feel is good. So let's jump right in, because once the ball gets rolling, this will be my most action-packed video. It's been some time since the defeat of Frieza, and Goten hasn't trained at all. Instead, he started middle school, something recommended by Gohan since he gained so many friends and learned a lot of new things outside of his books. He is 12, so this would be the average age of a middle schooler, and Chi-Chi doesn't mind since an official education always looks good on paper. Surprisingly, Goten is very popular when he comes to school. Remember, he was the runner-up in the junior division, beating kids twice his age at only 7. Most junior division winners and runner-ups would be 14 or 15, so even though he didn't participate in the last known tournament, he's still a legend. Girls flock to him for being strong, and jealous bullies try to dethrone him by starting fights, but we know how that goes. Though he doesn't let the attention get to his head, he's still the same kind-hearted Goten. He helps people no matter what, which makes everyone like him even more, both girls and boys. He goes over a different group of friends' house each day, learning something new, but what interests him most are motorcycles, the different designs, and just how cool they are. He hopes to one day be able to ride and customize his own. Excited, he hurries to tell Gohan about this, who gladly listens. As soon as Goten leaves, Goku arrives, telling him of the Universe 6 tournament and that Beerus wants Goten and Trunks to enter, wanting Gotenks on his team. Goku was able to convince them they had plenty of strong fighters so Goten and Trunks wouldn't be needed. Gohan realizes Goten has done his best to find his passion, so he has to do his best to get stronger and protect that passion. So he offers to enter the Universe 6 tournament, seeing this as an opportunity to test the results of his training. Still, he shouldn't have brought up he was training in front of Goku, because now he wants to test his son's limits. The two fights and things don't go well for Gohan. In canon, it took him a year of on-again, off-again casual training with Piccolo to reawaken his ultimate form, so he doesn't have that transformation yet. But even if he did, that form was only a match for Super Saiyan 2 Goku. So in this fight, even if Gohan pushes himself to Super Saiyan 2, Goku will only need to use Super Saiyan to beat him. But Goku is still impressed. To be able to keep up with someone who absorbed God Ki into their base is amazing, but Gohan is disappointed in himself not being able to push his father to his limit. That's when Goku offers to train with him in the hyperbolic time chamber. He was going to do this with Vegeta, but Gohan may need this more. Gohan gladly agrees and the two begin 3 years of training. In the first year, he reawakens his ultimate form. The second, he's able to match Super Saiyan God. And by the third and final year, he surpasses Super Saiyan Blue. When the two regroup with the others, just in time for the tournament, Vegeta is astonished by Gohan's power. Now, this would not change the tournament's order, meaning the tournament itself would stay the same, only difference being Gohan beats Hit after Goku forfeits, though Hit planned on throwing the match no matter who fought him. But Gohan's increase in power will be important later on. As for the future Trunks arc, that will also happen beat for beat the same. Only Goku travels with Beerus, so only he could be Goku Black. But don't worry, the next arc is full of changes. It's finally time to get into the Universal Survival Tournament, and the lineup will be changed for many reasons. The heavy hitters of course stay the same. Goku, Gohan, Vegeta, 17, 18, and Piccolo. But Beerus would demand that the fusion enter, i.e. Goten and Trunks, remembering their amazing power when he first fought them. Goku and Gohan would once again try to tell him that they have plenty of fighters that are just as strong. Goku would recommend Frieza a lot earlier, seeing him as a good potential teammate, leaving Gohan to recruit the others. Now, the leader of Universe 7 is pondering all the options. Should he bring in regular humans? Nobody has really trained in years except Tien, so he's a good idea, but they need 2 more people. Will they have time to prepare? He has to do everything in his power so Goten and Trunks don't get dragged into this. Nearby, in the hallway, Trunks overhears this since the meetings are happening at Bulma's house. He calls Goten, who rushes over to confront his big brother. He wants to ask if he's keeping him away from the tournament. Gohan honestly says yes because he doesn't want him to fight while he finds something to be passionate about. Goten admits that he's still scared of losing himself in a fight, but he's already found his passion. And now that he has it, he has to protect it, along with all the people he's met at school. He understands those people can't protect the world they care about, and that he has the power to do so he can't stand by and do nothing. Trunks smacks his best friend's back, saying he won't have to do it alone. We're all in this together. Seeing Goten smile with relief, Gohan allows him and Trunks to join, taking a knee and promising he won't allow him to lose himself. With all the members recruited, let's jump into the tournament, but we'll only focus on the changes made, not repeating what we already know. Now, anyone Krillin and Master Roshi can beat, this version of Goten and Trunks can do as well. So those canon fodder characters are out of sight, out of mind. And Universe 7 doesn't lose a member, i.e. Krillin, so quickly. Frost tries knocking Trunks off, but things don't go as planned. The young Saiyan retaliates by going Super Saiyan, pissing off the fake hero who now has a hate for Saiyans for ruining his life. He doesn't think he would lose to a child, but is surprised by his strength, getting knocked off. This elimination would catch the attention of Kaba, who notices the young Super Saiyan and sees this as a stepping stone for his battle against his master, Vegeta. When the two exchange blows, Kaba is overpowering in his Super Saiyan form, but Trunks takes it to the next level with Super Saiyan 2, giving him the lead. Though the match is interrupted by the sudden burst in power by Kale, who just let out a flurry of energy that destroys most of the arena. Goten sees that her attention is focused on his dad and jumps in front of him, firing a Kamehameha. Kale at first is walking through the blast, but Goten's aura turns slightly green, boosting the attack enough to send her flying and knocking her out of her berserk state. But unfortunately, she was caught by Caulifla before falling off the arena. This surge in power leaves Goten drained mentally, not really physically, because he's trying his best to control himself. But he doesn't want his father to worry, so he tells him he's fine and to focus on Jiren. Though this doesn't work on Trunks, who stays by his side. Ganos, the member from Universe 4 and the one who fought Master Roshi, thinks this is the perfect time to take out a child from Universe 7, though he underestimates Trunks, who won't let him get close to Goten as he fires his most powerful Gallic gun, which launches him out the arena and puts a smile on Vegeta's face. Though Kaba also saw this, and it clicked in his head that he must be the son of his master, or at least a student. Now he wants nothing more to challenge the boy and prove himself. The two once again fight, but Trunks still has the advantage with Super Saiyan 2. But their fight is once again interrupted by Mona, who has a bone to pick with Trunks for knocking out her teammate. But the power of Super Saiyan 2 is too much for the cocky woman, and the real battle continues. Kaba doesn't want to lose. He wants to prove himself to Vegeta and sees Trunks as a rival, so he pushes past his limit and turns Super Saiyan 2, allowing him to gain the lead against Trunks once more. Frieza tries to interrupt this fight, seeing that Trunks is losing, but Vegeta stops him, telling the tyrant not to interrupt a fight between Saiyan men. Frieza clicks his tongue and walks away. Now, Kaba isn't the only one who doesn't want to lose. Trunks wants to see this tournament until the end. He wants to protect his universe and repay the debt of friendship Goten gave him. These emotions allowed the young Saiyan to unlock the same transformation as his future counterpart, Super Saiyan Rage. This close to godlike power eliminates Kaba in an instant, but there's no time to waste. To face off against Goku, Kale and Caulifla fuse to form Kefla, and things aren't looking too good for Goku, who's using Blue Kaioken. Goten tells Trunks only a fusion can beat a fusion, and he agrees, becoming a version of Gotenks never seen before. His hair is spacked up with a yellowish green tint from Goten's berserk state and a blue aura from Trunks' rage form. As soon as Kefla fires a blast, Gotenks punches it and sends her flying through nearby rubble. Kefla stumbles up saying that was a cheap shot before firing a huge blast that seemingly engulfs Gotenks, but when the smoke clears, there isn't a scratch on him. He mutters he won't lose to an inferior fusion, and the next attack will finish things. The word inferior sets off Kefla, who fires laser-like beams everywhere out of anger. Gotenks gathers energy from the area similar to the spirit bomb, focus it all into his fist. He gracefully dodges the lasers before landing his finishing move, the Fist of Hope, the same concept as Future Trunks' Sword of Hope, which would be easier for him to comprehend since he saw Goku's spirit bomb. This breaks both his and Kefla's fusion as Kale and Cauliflower fall into the bleachers. The two boys are exhausted, so Goku tells them to take a break while the adults handle things for a bit. Most of the tournament happens the same, except when it comes to Anilaza. Universe 7 now has 7 fighters facing off against the android, making things slightly easier. Now, the final 2 universes go at it. Trunks helps out Gohan and Frieza face Dispo, sacrificing himself so Frieza can wring both of them out, while Goten makes things easier for Vegeta to beat Toppa with the prince's newly unlocked Blue Evolution. Now all that remains is Jiren, but this man's a monster. Throwing aside all the fighters, 17, Frieza, Vegeta, Gohan, and even Goten, Vegeta actually gets ringed out in the chaos. It eventually takes Goku using Master Ultra Instinct to greatly weaken Jiren, but the form doesn't last long enough to actually beat him. As Jiren walks forward to get rid of his biggest threat, Gohan stands in front of him shouting, "I've had enough," and fires a Kamehameha. Goten doesn't stay quiet. He runs up next to his brother announcing he's here and fires a Kamehameha of his own. But even their combined efforts isn't enough to stop Jiren, who pushes through the beam with his red aura. Luckily, Goku stammers to his feet, telling his sons they've handled themselves well, and this is his fight to finish, before turning Super Saiyan and firing his signature Kamehameha. But even with this added power, Jiren isn't backing down. But from the sidelines, Frieza shoots a death beam directly at Jiren, telling him not to ignore the ruler of the universe. Goku sees this as an opportunity and screams, "Together!" causing his yellow aura, Goten's green aura, and Gohan's white aura to all shoot up, making the Kamehameha engulf Jiren, sending him flying out the arena. With that, Universe 7 wins the tournament by a landslide and uses their wish to bring back all the universes erased. Everyone goes back to their average lives, and Goten goes over a friend's house with his tattered clothes still on. The kids wondering what happened, and he just laughing it off saying it's nothing important. But our story isn't over. We still have to settle the debate of Broly versus Goten. We all know how the movie goes. Broly is found on Vampa by Frieza's men and is taken to Earth to fight the Saiyans. Meanwhile, Frieza collects the Dragon Balls to wish for a few inches in height. The difference would be, instead of just cleaning the room where the Dragon Balls were, Goten and Trunks want to tag along, so when the parents fly off, they follow close behind. Everything happens per canon with the exception of Goten and Trunks watching from the sidelines. It isn't until Broly goes berserk, completely overpowering Goku and Vegeta, that Goten and Trunks jump in, giving their fathers the hour they need so they can fuse. Goten would recognize the green aura and insane anger that was similar to his own, and flares up his ki, charging at Broly, but he quickly gets knocked back because Broly at this point is at the level of facing Blue Goku and Vegeta at the same time. But Goten doesn't stay down. All this does is get him angry. He fires his ki back up and tries attacking again, doing slightly better than last time, dodging Broly's first blow, but the Saiyan quickly throws another. Though Trunks doesn't allow the attack to connect, trying to drop kick Broly in the face with his Super Saiyan rage form, but this doesn't even faze the monster, who grabs his leg and throws him high in the sky. Goten gets even angrier and tries tackling Broly with all his might, but the Saiyan doesn't budge, clenching his hands together and striking downward onto Goten. But he's able to catch himself before hitting the ground, firing a Kamehameha upwards, while at the same time, Trunks fires a Galick Gun from above, striking the Berserk Super Saiyan from both sides. Broly counters with 2 balls of green energy that completely nullifies both boys' attacks. That's when Goten tells Trunks to charge up his Fist of Hope while he distracts Broly. That's their only chance. Trunks is hesitant at first because it's a technique that's easier done as a fusion, but he tries his best regardless. Goten knows he has to be like Broly and let his anger take over, but not completely. He lets out a roar that makes only one of his eyes go blank and his muscles expand. The 2 legendary Saiyans collide and seemingly shake the earth with each exchange. Goten slowly catching up to his strength as the fight goes on. Beams of energy flying everywhere, causing multiple explosions. Trunks, who is nearby, finally sees an opportunity after the fight goes on for a while and his Fist of Hope is finished charging. He flies behind Goten at the right time, shouting "Move!" his best friend flying upwards while he continues to go straight. Broly doesn't hesitate in his attacks, but Trunks is still able to dodge, throwing an uppercut into his stomach, twisting on impact. This is able to pierce him, leaving a gaping hole where Trunks punched. But not even this was able to kill Broly. Both Goten and Trunks are shocked and fear this may be the end until Gogeta arrives to save the day. He handled things per canon and Sheila wishes Broly away. Later on, Goten goes with Goku to Vampa, wanting to meet the person who has the same power as him, hopefully being able to get to know him. He offers Broly a sensu being wanting to visit often, and Goku also wants to come along, but just to spar, telling him to call him Kakarot from now on before leaving. And this is where I'll end part 3. This is one of the what ifs highly demanded. Like, I get comments on all my videos asking for this, but even so, I put off on making it because other videos were more popular, but here we are. Hope you guys are satisfied. I filled it with references from both the original Broly movies and even made Trunks relevant. So I'm satisfied with how things turned out. But I'm even more satisfied to announce I've opened up a Discord. Yeah, there you guys can message me freely. I'll try my best to respond. You can give me what if ideas, maybe we can collab if you want, talk about power scaling or the latest chapter/episode, and there's even going to be watch parties when anything Dragon Ball related comes out. Not to mention there's a game section where you could stack up and play Among Us or Call of Duty, whatever. So drop by, though I don't expect it to be popping, but a small community of 10 friends chilling would be cool, and if it blows up, it blows up. Can't wait to see you guys there and look forward to my next video, which you won't miss if you're in the Discord because of the updates. Until then.